Did you know that Omani women have customs so unique they might leave you amazed? Why is Oman often called the Jewel of Arabia? And what makes its traditions so special and unlike any other in the region? A place where soda replaces alcohol, frankincense is worth more than gold, and crime is almost non-existent. From royal dynasties older than most nations to camels that cost as much as a Ferrari, this is real life in Oman. 1. The longest reigning royal family. Did you know that Oman is home to one of the longest continuous monarchies in the world, ruling unbroken since 1744? While many nations have seen dynasties rise and fall, the Al Said family has quietly maintained power for nearly 3 centuries. Under Sultan Qaboos bin Said al Said, who ruled for over 50 years, Oman transformed from an isolated desert kingdom into one of the most stable and forward-thinking nations in the Middle East. He introduced free education, modern healthcare, and infrastructure that rivaled global standards. And that's just the beginning. Because if you thought a 300-year royal dynasty was impressive, wait until you hear what Omanis drink instead of alcohol. 2. Mountain Dew, the alcohol of Oman. Ask any local what their favorite drink is, and you'll likely hear one name. Mountain Dew dominates store shelves, vending machines, and dinner tables. You'll find it in every supermarket, at every roadside cafe, and even being poured into glasses at family gatherings. Some Omanis jokingly call it the alcohol of Oman, and they're not exaggerating. But how did a global soft drink brand become a national obsession? It comes down to culture, taste, and tradition. Because Oman follows Islamic principles that restrict the sale and consumption of alcohol, people turn to alternatives that provide the same sense of indulgence and excitement, without breaking the rules. When Coca-Cola tried to expand into Oman, it barely made a dent. Mountain Dew had already won hearts and habits. Some say the love for Mountain Dew lies in its intense, citrus punch that pairs perfectly with the country's spicy cuisine. If you want a glass of wine, you must go to a licensed 5-star hotel or a high-end restaurant. If you wish to buy alcohol for personal consumption, you need a special permit issued by the government. In other words, you must have a license to drink. Anyone who breaks these laws can face harsh penalties, including heavy fines or even imprisonment. But Oman's culture isn't defined only by what its people drink. Before we dive into the aromatic heart of the nation, where something even older, rarer, and far more valuable than gold, make sure to hit that subscribe and comment. I subbed, and I'll personally thank you in the next video. 3. Aromatic frankincense. Long before oil made the Gulf wealthy, Oman was already known for a treasure that perfumed the ancient world: frankincense. Frankincense comes from the boswellia tree, which grows almost exclusively in the southern Dhofar region. Oman is a global leader in frankincense production, contributing 17% to the world's supply. Even today, historians call it the pearl of the desert. Oman was so central to this global trade that UNESCO designated the land of frankincense as a World Heritage Site. Walk through the souks of Salalah, and you'll find the air thick with its fragrance. In Omani homes, burning frankincense is a ritual of welcome, cleansing the air, and symbolizing hospitality. Many families even use the smoke to scent their clothes, hair, and furniture. Beyond its spiritual and cultural value, frankincense has long been prized for its healing properties. It's used in traditional medicine to relieve stress, improve sleep, and treat wounds. And honestly, if you had the chance to bring home this ancient fragrance, would you want to try it for yourself? Comment yes if you would, or no if it's not your thing. 4. Unique and intriguing traditions of Omani women. Omani women embody a captivating balance between deep-rooted tradition and contemporary modernity. One of the most striking symbols of Omani womanhood is the burqa mask, made of fabric or sometimes thin metal, each design varying by region and tribe. Older generations wear them daily, while younger women often reserve them for festivals and weddings. Equally fascinating is the tradition of using frankincense smoke as natural perfume. Women will burn frankincense in ornate burners and stand over the smoke, letting it infuse their hair and clothing. The fragrance lingers long after, carrying a sense of purity and presence that modern perfumes can't replicate. It's also believed to cleanse the body and spirit. Then there's the timeless art of henna. While many cultures reserve it for weddings, Omani women use henna for every joyful occasion, from Eid celebrations to the birth of a child, showcasing their artistic flair. Do you prefer admiring the beauty of Omani women hidden behind their mysterious burqa masks, or through the intricate henna patterns adorning their hands? Comment 1 if you choose the burqa, and 2 if you choose henna. 5. The Zanith. In a conservative society like Oman, where homosexuality is neither accepted and may even be punished, the presence of the Zanith is both remarkable and intriguing. The Zanith are men who adopt feminine behavior and appearance, yet are acknowledged within society as a unique gender identity. In Oman, this creates a unique three-part gender system consisting of women, men, and Zanith. The Zanith are anatomically male, yet their gender expression and social roles differ from both men and women. You can recognize them by their distinct clothing pastel-colored robes, unlike the bright white dishtashes worn by men or the colorful, patterned garments preferred by women. Their hair is often medium length, resting somewhere between masculine and feminine styles. During the day, Zaniths move freely through the community, but at night, cultural norms may require them to remain within certain boundaries. Socially, their identity also extends into the realm of relationships. In Omani culture, gender is often defined not just by anatomy, but by social and romantical roles. A man remains recognized as male so long as he fulfills the active role in intimacy, while the Zanith, seen as passive, is understood as belonging to this third category. This distinction allows the Zanith identity to exist within traditional frameworks without being viewed as transgressive or forbidden. If you think this video deserves to be seen by more people, please support us by hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell. And if you're watching on your phone, don't just stop at the like button. Tap the hype button right below. It really helps me earn a bit of extra income, and we promise to keep bringing you exciting content. 6. The Khanjar, Oman's iconic dagger. More than just a dagger, the Khanjar is the national emblem, a mark of identity that every Omani man carries, not just on his belt, but in his heart. The blade is usually short and curved, sheathed in an intricately decorated scabbard, crafted from silver or fine leather. Traditionally worn around the waist during formal events, weddings, and national celebrations, the Khanjar represents courage, manhood, and dignity. It's so revered that it appears on Oman's national flag, its currency, and even official government seals. 7. The most expensive perfume in the world. Oman is the birthplace of one of the world's most luxurious and exclusive perfumes, Amouage. The brand was created in the 1980s by members of the Omani royal family, following a request from Sultan Qaboos himself. Its purpose was to preserve the country's long-standing perfume-making tradition and to serve as an extraordinary and meaningful gift for world leaders visiting Oman. The prestige of Amouage can be seen even in its bottle designs, which draw inspiration from Omani culture. They feature symbols such as the Khanjar dagger, which we mentioned earlier, and the dome of the Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque. Over time, Amouage has become a global symbol of elegance and sophistication, admired for its distinctive and exquisite fragrances. And with that craftsmanship comes exclusivity. A 100 milliliter bottle of Amouage can cost around 300 Omani rial, nearly $800 US. These perfumes are sold in high-end boutiques from Paris to Tokyo, often purchased by royal families and collectors who treat them like rare art. 8. The camel that costs a Ferrari. Continuing with the topic of luxury, we can't overlook one of Oman's most prized possessions, its camels. But what might surprise you is just how valuable some of these animals have become. In Oman today, a single racing camel can cost as much as a Ferrari. Camels were once the backbone of desert survival. They carried goods, provided milk and meat, and even served as dowries in tribal marriages. Even camel urine has traditional application. They are now symbols of prestige, wealth, and national pride. Camel racing has evolved from a local pastime into a multi-million-dollar sport, with elite animals fetching prices in the millions. Owners invest heavily in their camels' health and performance. Their diets include honey, dates, milk, and sometimes even nutritional supplements designed for human athletes. Each camel's training routine is carefully structured, involving controlled runs, massages, and grooming sessions. The goal is not just speed, but stamina and grace, traits that have made Omani camels some of the most sought after in the Arabian Peninsula. But not all camels live such glamorous lives. Outside the cities, you can still see them roaming freely across the countryside, often wandering onto roads or grazing near villages. 9 World Heritage Sites. Oman boasts 4 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, each standing as a remarkable testament to the nation's rich history and culture. The most famous of them all is Bala Fort, a monumental fortress that rises from the desert like a mirage. Built entirely of mud, brick, and stone, it dates back to the 13th century and once served as the stronghold of the powerful Banu Nebin tribe. Its massive walls and watchtowers reflect both architectural brilliance and military might. Travel west, and you'll find the archaeological sites of Bat, Al-Kotum, and Al-Ain, where the remnants of Bronze Age settlements reveal a civilization that thrived more than 4,000 years ago. Then there's the Aflaj irrigation systems, a true masterpiece of human innovation. Developed as early as 500 AD, these underground channels carried water from mountain springs to farmlands across miles of arid terrain. And finally, in the far south lies the land of frankincense, the historic heart of Oman's ancient trade empire. once a UNESCO site. The ruins of the old city of Al-Balid still overlook the sea, where ships once set sail laden with the resin that made Oman world famous. The scent of history still hangs in the air. Literally. These non-existent crime rate. In a world where news headlines are often filled with reports of violence and unrest, Oman stands as a remarkable exception. It's one of the few places on earth where you can leave your car unlocked, walk alone at midnight, and feel completely safe. At the heart of Oman's safety is a deep cultural foundation built on respect, faith, and honor. Omani society is guided by Islamic principles that emphasize compassion, honesty, and accountability. From a young age, children are taught that harming another person, whether through theft, deceit, or violence, doesn't just break the law. It breaks trust and dignity. Legal enforcement, of course, also plays a role. Oman's justice system, rooted in Sharia law, applies firm but fair consequences for serious offenses. Punishments for theft, corruption, and violence are swift and severe, acting as powerful deterrents. Yet the country's approach to justice is not only about punishment, it's about restoration. Mediation, family intervention, and forgiveness often play a part in resolving disputes, ensuring that harmony is preserved. But perhaps the most overlooked factor behind Oman's low crime rate is its tight-knit social fabric. In a nation where families remain close and communities are deeply interconnected, social reputation carries enormous weight. Everyone knows everyone, especially in smaller towns and villages. This sense of mutual responsibility naturally discourages wrongdoing and fosters cooperation. And that commitment to peace extends far beyond its borders. 11. Terrorism-free oasis. For decades, while neighboring nations have faced unrest and extremism, Oman has maintained a steady peace that feels almost otherworldly. One of the cornerstones of Oman's peace is its foreign policy of neutrality. The country has mastered the rare art of standing in the middle, bridging differences rather than taking sides. Whether it's mediating talks between regional rivals or maintaining friendships with both East and West, Oman has built its reputation as a quiet negotiator. It doesn't seek the spotlight, yet it often plays a vital behind-the-scenes role in resolving disputes. This commitment to diplomacy has earned it respect across continents, and more importantly, it has kept danger at bay. Internally, Oman's government takes a proactive, prevention-first approach to security. Intelligence and law enforcement work closely to monitor potential threats, but without creating fear or restricting daily life. You won't see armed soldiers on every corner, or hear constant sirens. Instead, peace feels effortless, almost invisible, because it's woven into the daily rhythm of life. Citizens and authorities share a mutual understanding. Safety begins with trust, not intimidation. 12. The addictive beverage coffee kahwa. If there's one drink that defines Omani hospitality, it's not tea, soda, or even water. It's kahwa, the nation's traditional coffee. Kahwa is served in small handleless cups called finjans, and it's always accompanied by dates, a pairing so iconic that it's practically sacred in Omani homes. The coffee itself is unlike what most of the world knows. Light in color, gently spiced, and completely free of sugar, Omani kahwa offers a delicate, aromatic flavor that surprises first-time visitors. Its unique taste comes from a careful blend of cardamom, saffron, and sometimes rose water or cloves, creating a drink that feels more like a warm perfume than a jolt of caffeine. But the true magic of kahwa lies not in its ingredients, but in the ritual that surrounds it. When a guest enters an Omani home, the host's first duty is to offer coffee. Refusing it is rare, almost impolite, because sharing kahwa is how Omanis express friendship and mutual respect. The coffee is poured from a traditional long-spouted pot called a dala, and it's served with the right hand only, symbolizing honor. The guest sips slowly, often just 2 or 3 small cups, and when finished, gently shakes the cup to signal they've had enough. This ritual stretches far beyond the home. You'll find kahwa in business meetings, family gatherings, weddings, and even roadside rest stops. It's a unifying tradition that bridges generations and social classes, a gesture that says, sit, talk. You are among friends. In a society that values calm and connection, coffee is more than refreshment. It's conversation. Omani kahwa also reflects the nation's blend of heritage and modernity. While younger Omanis might grab espresso at a cafe in Muscat, they still return home to the familiar aroma of kahwa simmering on the stove. It's a tradition that adapts, but never disappears. 13. Enchanting doors. In Oman, beauty doesn't just live in grand mosques or mountain landscapes. It greets you the moment you walk through a doorway. The country's traditional wooden doors are more than simple entrances. They are masterpieces of craftsmanship, history, and identity. Every carved line tells a story, and every door reveals the soul of the home behind it. As you stroll through the old quarters of Muscat, Nizwa, or Sur, it's impossible not to stop and stare. The doors here are unlike anywhere else in the world. Massive wooden panels etched with intricate geometric patterns, floral motifs, and Arabic calligraphy. Some shimmer with brass studs that catch the sunlight, while others are painted in deep blues, earthy reds, and emerald greens. These aren't just decorative flourishes, they are the fingerprints of generations of artisans who treated wood like a canvas. Historically, a door in Oman was a symbol of status and identity. Its design, material, and detail reflected the wealth and heritage of the family inside. A finely carved door wasn't just a display of artistry, it was a declaration of pride. Many were inscribed with verses from the Quran, believed to bless and protect the household. Even the placement of metal studs had meaning. They were arranged to strengthen the door, but also to ward off bad luck and envy. What makes Omani doors truly enchanting is how they endure. Some of the oldest still stand strong after centuries, weathered by desert winds yet untouched in elegance. Many families preserve their ancestral doors, refurbishing them and passing them down as heirlooms. Others have found new life in art galleries and boutique hotels, where they connect the modern world to a timeless past. 14 ancient souks for miles. If Oman's doors are windows into its soul, then its souks, the traditional marketplaces, are the heart that keeps that soul alive. Step into one, and you're stepping into centuries of trade, storytelling, and sensory wonder. These ancient bazaars stretch for miles, each one a maze of narrow alleyways where time seems to have slowed down, allowing history and humanity to breathe side by side. The most famous of them all is Mutra Souk in Muscat, a labyrinth of covered lanes glowing under soft yellow lights. Here, the air is thick with the scent of frankincense, sandalwood, and myrrh. The stalls are packed floor to ceiling with shimmering silver jewelry, vibrant textiles, antique daggers, and brass lamps that gleam like treasures from another age. Shopkeepers call out with gentle warmth, offering saffron, dates, and perfume oils while sharing stories passed down through generations. Mutra isn't just a market, it's a living museum of Omani culture. Head inland, and you'll find the Nizwa Souk, nestled beside the city's massive fort. This marketplace is one of the oldest in the Arabian Peninsula, and its traditions remain proudly untouched. Every Friday morning, locals gather for the livestock auction, where goats, cows, and even camels are paraded around a stone ring as buyers shout their bids. The energy is electric, a spectacle of rhythm and ritual that captures the essence of Omani community life. Around the market, stalls sell everything from pottery and spices to the iconic Khanjar dagger, each item a piece of the country's story. Further south, in Salalah, lies the Al Hassan Souk, the fragrant soul of the Dhofar region. This is where Oman's legendary frankincense trade still thrives. Walk through its shaded lanes, and you'll see vendors scooping up golden resin from burlap sacks, offering to burn a sample so you can inhale its pure, mystical aroma. Here, the past isn't remembered, it's lived. Each souk reflects its region's personality. Muscat's is cosmopolitan, filled with modern charm and old-world elegance. Nizwa's is rooted in tradition and local pride. Salala's breathes the rhythm of the desert and the monsoon. Together, they weave a story of a nation that has traded goods and goodwill for centuries. Quindisi amazing shipbuilders. Long before Oman was known for oil, perfumes, or luxury resorts, it was a maritime empire, a nation of explorers, traders, and master craftsmen who ruled the waves with skill and ingenuity. The legacy of that seafaring spirit still lives today in Oman's shipbuilding, whose artistry in crafting traditional dhows has become a national treasure. A dhow is more than just a boat, it's a symbol of Oman's connection to the ocean. For centuries, these elegant wooden vessels sailed across the Indian Ocean, linking Arabia to East Africa, India, and even China. They carried frankincense, dates, and precious metals, and returned with spices, silk, and stories of distant lands. Omani sailors were among the most respected navigators of their time, guided not by compasses, but by the stars and the steady rhythm of the sea. The heart of this tradition beats strongest in Sur, a coastal city that has been Oman's shipbuilding hub for generations. Here, along the shoreline, you can still hear the steady rhythm of hammers striking wood, the creak of planks being bent into place, and the hum of craftsmen working in perfect harmony. There are no machines, no automated tools, just skilled hands, ancestral knowledge, and the sound of the sea. Each dhow is built plank by plank, entirely by hand, using age-old techniques passed from father to son. The craftsmanship is astonishing. Builders shape the hull with teak and acacia, securing every joint with wooden pegs rather than nails. The result is a structure both graceful and resilient, capable of crossing vast oceans while bearing heavy cargo. The curvature of each dhow's bow, the symmetry of its frame, and the delicate carvings on its stern turn every vessel into a work of art. Today, while modern ships have long replaced dhows for trade, Oman continues to build them, not out of necessity, but out of reverence. Some are used for ceremonial voyages and tourism, offering visitors a chance to experience the calm dignity of traditional sailing. Others are preserved in museums and coastal ports, standing as proud reminders of the nation's maritime golden age. From the golden deserts of Dhofar to the turquoise shores of Muscat, Oman reveals a world few people truly know, a country where ancient traditions, royal legacy, and modern progress coexist in perfect harmony. Oman is not loud or flashy. Its beauty is quiet, timeless, and deeply human. It's in the gentle clink of a khanjar against a dish dasha during national celebrations. It's in the fragrant smoke of frankincense curling through family homes. It's in the laughter echoing through ancient souks, and in the rhythm of shipbuilders shaping wood by hand, honoring the same sea their ancestors once sailed. Share in the comments which fact about Oman surprised you most, or tell us what part of this culture you'd love to experience firsthand. Your story might inspire our next adventure. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Turn on notifications bell so we can see you again in our next video. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. I hope you enjoyed it. Your support truly means the world. Wishing you the best of luck.
Thanks so much for watching. If you have any thoughts or stories to share, drop a comment below. Give us a like if you found this helpful, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss out. We'll see you again soon. Take care and stay well.